Welcome guys on Mawin the Teacher YouTube channel. So we are going to see the performance and the teachings of Mawin the Teacher. Now we already know Mawin the Teacher teaches very well. Okay, but he has developed a new type of skill which is so great, is so beautiful. So we are going to see his performance, how he is going to teach on the Segnale Di Obbligo, which is one of the topics of Patente B, okay, which he teaches in English and Italian language to help his students to advance in learning the Patente B. I believe the way he teaches makes the understanding of the student very easy. Okay, that they are capable to understand literally everything he teaches because of how he explains every question and every sign in details. Enjoy the teaching of Patente B topic Obbligo by Mawin the Teacher. Let it flow. Now it's like where he is, the weather is very cold, so he's wearing a jacket. Okay, let's see how the teaching goes. Enjoy the studies. Good evening to everyone. So we are going to treat the topic Segnale di Obbligo. All that pertains to Segnale di Obbligo. So, like I said, this is the series, The Overtaking. We are going to do all the topics. So now we are starting. Good evening to everyone. Let's start. So, when we say segnale di obbligo, what are we even talking about? The segnale di obbligo is an obligation of either to turn to the right or to the left, or to go straight, or to obey a specific command, which is a speed or to put on a certain, let me say, obligation. For instance, to put on the ties for winter, for instance. The segnale di obbligo is part of segnale di prescrizione. So whenever we say prescrizione, what are we talking about? We are also talking about segnale di obbligo. As you can see, there are many. So we'll be taking them one by one, and we are finishing all today. Put on your seatbelt and let's fly. Let's proceed. This sign is what? Preavviso di direzione obbligatoria a sinistra. Preavviso di direzione obbligatoria a sinistra. So it is positioned at a distance before you get to the intersection or to the curve. And is telling us that we will have to turn to the right side. Indirectly, it is also telling us we cannot turn to the left Why? Because we have been alerted to turn where? To the right side. Is that clear? Let's move forward. So do not forget, preavviso di direzione obbligatoria a destra. This sign also is an obligation to put on a snow tire because you are on a mountain road and the road in which the obligation is going to work will last for 5 kilometers. That is why you have two arrows, one on the left and one on the right. And in the middle it is written 5 chilometri, 5 km. Km represent kilometers. So the road in which you are obligated to put on the snow tire will last for 5 kilometers because the road is slippery. Direzione obbligatoria diritto, meaning you are under obligation to go where? Straight. You are under obligation to go where? Straight. Do not confound or mix this sign with the senso unico, because this sign simply means the obligation to go straight. But it does not mean on that carreggiata, it does not mean you cannot turn to the left, or it does not mean you cannot turn to the right. So let's see in reality what it is. This is what it is. Do you see? So now they are telling you to turn where? To go straight. But after you have gone straight, you are not blocked or limited from turning to the left or to the right. But exactly where this sign is positioned is where you cannot turn to the left or to the right. Don't tell me you don't understand after you are seeing this thing. By the way, do not forget the animation. I've told you, in order to have access to it, I've told you what to do. Now I am teaching you. But after the teaching, it may not be available because it is available for those who have what? Purchased it. So simple. Now, let's proceed. So do not confound this sign with the senso unico, okay? Very good. So the arrow going to the left and right simply means where the sign is positioned, you are not allowed to turn to the left or to the right. Direzione obbligatoria a sinistra. We are under obligation to turn to the left. We are under obligation to turn to the left, meaning indirectly we are prohibited from turning to the right. I repeat, direzione obbligatoria a sinistra simply means we are under obligation to turn to the left. We cannot go straight, neither can we turn to the right. I believe it is clear. Okay. Preavviso di direzione obbligatoria a sinistra. They are letting us of the curve, or that at the intersection we will have to turn to the left. I repeat, preavviso means they are alerting us that exactly when we see this sign a little ahead of us, we are under obligation to turn to the left. So let's see in reality what actually they are talking about. This is what they are talking about. In reality, You see it at a distance. That's what we call preavviso, to turn to the left. So indirectly, we cannot turn to the right. Do you see that after the preavviso, where we see the figures 50 meters below, ahead, we see the direzione obbligatoria a sinistra. So all the signs work together. And in front, we also see what? Dare precedenza. So simple. So if they ask you in the question that on the segnale di direzione obbligatoria a sinistra, we can find it positioned with the dare precedenza sign, you don't need me to come and tell you that the answer is vero. Now you can see it with your eyes. Welcome, Madam Ellen. Okay, now you can see it with your eyes. The reality, which we see every day on the road, but our attention is not fixed on those things when we are circulating on the road. So I decided to bring the reality to you. Okay. So indirectly, when you get to that junction, you cannot turn to the right because you are under obligation to turn to the left side. Very good. Do not forget the names of the signs. Preavviso, di direzione obbligatoria a sinistra. Now, direzione obbligatoria a destra. Do not forget, this is the series of the overtaking. If you are serious, you will learn a lot and even pass the exams so easily. Direzione obbligatoria a destra is an immediate obligation to turn to the right. Here it is found or located. Immediate turning to the right. And of course, you will see what? Dare precedenza on top. Coco Free TV. How are you doing? Within 10 minutes, what I am teaching, which is available on the YouTube, will become unavailable because it's going to remain private for only those who are part of the class. Okay, so an immediate turning to the right. Very good. The same thing to this, an immediate turning to the right. Okay, the zebra crossing is the white line behind the blue car, and the junction is just where we see the smaller white triangles on the pavement. The green arrows are just indicating where each vehicle and how the vehicles are going to turn. So simple. Very good. Preavviso di direzione obbligatoria a destra. Now you see the reason why I should say learn the names of the signs. It will help you save a lot of trouble. So this one is alerting us of the obligation to turn to the right. Let's see. So you see, it is positioned at a distance, 50 meters, sometimes it can even be more. And ahead, we have the direzione obbligatoria a destra. So the first one is alerting us to turn to the right. And the one in front, which is positioned below the dare precedenza, says, now you have to turn to the right. So all the signs work together. Very good. So the one that we see at 50 meters, do not forget, is alerting us that we have to do what? Reduce our speed. Do not forget to reduce our speed because we are about to get to the junction where we have to turn, of course. So easy. Preavviso di direzione obbligatoria per autocarri in transito. Hey, Edetutu, what are you doing here? You don't pass your exams. What are you doing here? Misters. Ok, so preavviso di direzione obbligatoria per autocarri in transito is an obligation, is alerting us of an obligation for camion to turn to the right. Yeah, for camion to turn where? To the right. Yeah, I did it too. We miss you too. We miss your voice. Let's see, in reality, what we are talking about. So guys, you realize that the animation used for this teaching is very, very accurate. And the explanation of Marwin, the teacher, is also very, very clear, just to make the teaching more easily for all the students to understand. So whenever you see the sign on the road, you can also understand clearly exactly what it means, because it's not just about learning Segnale Di Obbligo, but you knowing exactly where it is positioned on the road and how you have to comport yourself or behave in the presence of every sign. That one will help you much more and also solve a lot of problems after you have gotten your driving license. Because it's not just about receiving the patente, but knowing how to drive accordingly, according to the directions and the obligations that are positioned on the road. Since this sign is a sign of obligation, okay, this is very, very important. Let's proceed. This one is direzioni consentite destra e sinistra. Direzioni consentite destra e sinistra, meaning allowed directions or available directions, either to the left or to the right. Allowed directions, either to the left or to the right. Okay, let's see what it really is. This is what it is. Okay, we can either turn to the left or turn to the right. Please, the name is very important because it didn't say passaggio. It says direzioni consentiti, destra, sinistra. So it is a direction to the main road, not to a short route. Because as we move forward, we will get to the short route where I will explain to you the differences. So in this place, we can either turn to the left or to the right. And indirectly, we cannot go straight because there can be an obstacle going straight, or there could be a house. There could be anything straight ahead. That is why we are not allowed to go straight, but allowed to turn to the left or to the right. Very good. Direzioni consentite diritto e destra. Allowed or possible directions, either straight or to the right. Very simple. So in this situation, we can either go straight ahead or turn to the right. Okay, very simple. Do not forget, you are not under obligation to go straight. Neither are you under obligation to turn to the right, but you can choose between the left and the right. Direzioni consentite destra Direzioni consentite diritto e sinistra. So this diritto and sinistra let's see in reality what it means. Simply means you can either go straight or turn to the left, okay? So you are not under obligation to go straight or to go left, but you can choose. Now, passaggio obbligatorio a sinistra, which is short route to the left. This is the short route to the left. So you take the route to the left. This one can be positioned in front of Isola di Traffico. Let's see if what I'm saying is true. Okay, so you see, it says, lasciamo il cantiere a destra, meaning the place where they are working is positioned on the right side. And the passaggio obbligatorio a sinistra is leading us to pass by force on the left. That's why in green, we see the written word sorpassare a sinistra, meaning overtake the blockade on the left side. So simple. Okay, passaggio obbligatorio a sinistra. That is just what it means. Again, lasciare l'ostacolo a destra. Leave the obstacle on the right side. Okay, and we are under obligation to pass on the left. So what we see yellow in the middle there is represent Isola di Traffico. Isola di Traffico. So the car is under obligation to pass on the left side. Very simple. So passare a sinistra. So as you can see, I told you this one is not the main road, but it's just a shortcut. Okay, it's just a shortcut. That's what the word passaggio in Italian language it means. Again, passaggio obbligatorio a destra. An obligation to pass on the right. Exactly the same things we have been seeing on the passaggio a sinistra. The same thing applies to the passaggio a destra. It says, lasciamo il cantiere a sinistra, leaving the working place on the left and then passing on the right side. Now, be careful, because in the quiz, they may ask you, in presenza del segnale raffigurato, siamo obbligati a sorpassare l'ostacolo a destra. Sorpassare l'ostacolo a destra. The answer is what? Vero, because the obstacle is on the left. So we are overtaking the obstacle on its right side. Do we understand? So do not get it twisted. Okay? Very good. Again, you see the Isola di Traffico in the middle, and also the salvagente for the tram. So you see that the passaggio obbligatorio a destra is positioned on top of the Isola di Traffico or on the salvagente. So sorpassare a destra, overtake it on the right side. Then on the left it is written, lasciamo il cantiere a sinistra. Simple. I believe you are learning something. If you are learning something, write in the comment section. I'm learning. Or just write yes. Let me see if I can see at least 15 yes. Before we move forward. Okay. Passaggi consentiti. Passaggi consentiti, which is allowed shortcut or allowed short route or possible short route, which is left or right. So you are not under obligation to go to the left, but you can choose between left or right. Is that clear for everyone? Let's see where we can find it. This is where you can find it. Okay? You either take the right or you take the left. I know you are learning. So now you know, in reality, when you get your patente, what you are going to see. Marwin, the teacher. So, here too, they are telling us the same thing. You either pass on the left or on the right. Okay. It's very simple. It's not anything complicated. Okay. Rotatoria, which is the runabout. Let's see. So before you get to the runabout, what do you encounter? You see the runabout itself. Then we have dare precedenza. So you see the runabout, and below the circle, the sign of obbligo, position at a distance, so that you will be aware that you are getting to the runabout. So at the runabout, you have to give precedence to the vehicles within the runabout before you enter. Very simple. Okay. What is not allowed to do is what they are showing us. To go on the opposite direction, meaning to turn to the left side. When you enter on the runabout, you must circulate on the right side. On the right side, exactly as the circle blue here in front you are seeing is showing us. That is how you will have to circulate in the runabout. Is that clear? So there it is at the runabout. And you see the Isra di Traffico with the yellow sign, the reflector, and then with the passaggio obbligatorio a destra. Do you see it? Very good. So this is reality. Excellent. So according to the arrows of the sign obbligo of the runabout, that is how you have to circulate within the runabout. Now, before you see the circle blue, you may see, it's not that you may see, you will see the segnale di what? Pericolo of a runabout at a distance of 320 meters distance, sometimes even 150 meters distance. What does it mean? It means that this pericolo with the runabout within is telling us that, hey, at 320 meters, you will get to the real runabout though. So start to slow down. So you see the B first before you see the A. Are you understanding what I'm teaching you? Yes or no? Because if you don't understand, we better close everything and go and sleep. Are you understanding? Write something in the comment section. Let me see what's up. Okay. Good. Limite minimo di velocità 30 km orari. So, what does it mean? Limite minimo. It didn't say limite massimo. It said limite minimo, meaning the minimum speed you should be going. Okay, so you cannot go less than 30, But you can go what? More than 30 kilometers per hour. So here it is. 30 kilometers per hour. Position on a road that had one lane, then it divides into 2 lanes. Sometimes it can also be positioned in the city. Exactly. Now watch this. Because the minimum speed is 30, not everyone is allowed to circulate. Bicycles cannot circulate on that road. Vehicles that are being pulled by animals cannot circulate there because they do not have engines and they cannot circulate even 30 kilometers per hour. Fine limite minimo di velocità 30 km orari. End of the minimum speed limit. End of the minimum speed limit. What does it mean? It simply means that now you can go less than 30 kilometers per hour. And of course, you can always go more than 30 kilometers per hour. I repeat, the 30 blue that is being cancelled simply means you can go less than 30 and you can go also more than 30. Very simple. Kilometers per hour. Very good. I hope you are liking the video. Catene da neve obbligatorie. Catene da neve obbligatorie, meaning an obligation to put on the snow tire on this specific road. Obligation to put on what? The snow tire because there is ice or snow on this specific road. Let's see in reality what we are talking about. So when we have seen that sign, we have to watch carefully what they are telling us concerning this sign. So, Stelvio chiuso, you see, Stelvio chiuso. Okay, fino a as far as Trafoi, meaning you are under obligation to put on the snow tire to get to as far as Trafoi. To get to as far as Trafoi. But the road of Stelvio is what? Chiuso. The road to Stelvio is what? Closed. Okay, that's the meaning of this sign anyway. Why is it closed? It is closed because there is ice on the road. And the obligation to put on the snow tire also is because there is snow or ice on the road. In consequence of that, the road becomes slippery. Because of the sliplessness of the road, that is why you must put on the snow tire or the chains for the snow tire. Now, percorso pedonale, which is the pedestrian lane, a lane reserved for people to walk, okay, not for bicycles. So this is the beginning of that lane. Percorso pedonale is not allowed for cars or bicycles. I repeat, percorso pedonale is not for cars or bicycles. Then we have fine percorso pedonale, end of the lane reserved for pedestrians. End of the lane reserved for pedestrians. Do you understand? Which is the end of the road reserved for pedestrians. So it is not for pedestrians to be walking there. Why? Because it will be changing into a vehicle road or a bicycle lane. That is what it means. So simple. Okay. I know you are learning. Pista ciclabile. A lane reserved for only the circulation of bicycles. I repeat, only for the circulation of bicycles and not for cars or pedestrians or motorbikes. Not for cars, pedestrians, or motorbikes. Is that clear? Very simple. You can't fail the exams like this. Fine pista ciclabile, end of the lane reserved for bicycles. Here it is. So you see how it ends. Now, when you see this, and the quiz asks you, after the end of the lane reserved for bicycles, the carreggiata can start. You know the answer is zero. Now, they used to ask those questions, so I don't know if any one of you have come across, but those questions are real. I'm not making it up. It is real. That at the end of the bicycle lane, the road begins. Yes, it is vero. Whatever you are seeing here on this animation is showing you what can appear in the quiz. I hope you're listening to what I'm saying, though. Okay. Very simple. Then we have pista ciclabile contigua al marciapiede, which is bicycle lane attached on the side, bicycle lane attached on the side with the pedestrian lane. Bicycle lane attached on the side with the pedestrian lane. Let's see what actually it means. This is what it means. The bicycle lane on the right side, pedestrian lane on the left. Two separate lanes for two separate purposes. Okay? Very simple. I don't expect you to fail the exam after watching this. Fine della pista ciclabile contigua al marciapiede. End of the lane attached with the pedestrian lane. End of the bicycle lane attached with the pedestrian lane. So let's see that one too. So this is what it is. The end of the bicycle lane attached to the pedestrian lane. Okay. So this is how it looks like. Do you see the differences of the road? That the only lane that keeps going is the bicycle one. Meanwhile, the pedestrian one is ended. That's the meaning. Okay. That's the meaning. Okay. Percorso unico pedonale e ciclabile, which is the lane for pedestrians and bicycles mixed together. Lord help me. The lane for bicycles and pedestrians mixed together. So it means they are not divided, they are joined together, okay? Where bicycles circulate the same place, the pedestrians also circulate. So do you see it? The man walking, exactly where the bicycle is also circulating. I know you people have been seeing it on the road. Okay, but when it's come to Patente, it's like people forget everything. So this is just what it is, okay? They just circulate together. Simple. Okay. Now this is the end, which is fine percorso pedonale e ciclabile. The end of the lane reserved for pedestrians and bicycles together. The end of the lane reserved for bicycles and pedestrians which circulate together. So let's see how the end is represented. So this is the end, okay? Here it ends and then something else begins ahead. Then we have percorso riservato ai quadrupedi da somma e da sella. Percorso riservato ai quadrupedi da somma e da sella, meaning animals that are being, let me say, driven by men or controlled by men. Okay, that is their lane. So let's see how their lane looks like. So this is the lane reserved for horses, okay, which men and women are controlling them, okay. So this is how it looks like. Very good. And this is the end. This is the other vehicles that are not allowed to circulate on that lane, which is bicycles and cars. Very simple. Bicycles and cars are not allowed to circulate on that lane. Come on, guys. Look at the graphics this guy is using to do the theory. I mean, look at this. The understanding is so unique that you cannot fail. After watching these graphics, these images, the explanation is so easy. If you failed the test, it's because you just were not attentive, and also you are not learning what you ought to learn to pass your exams. Patente B in English by Marvin the teacher has never been so easy. Look at this. Enjoy the studies. Marvin, you are teaching good. You are teaching good. Wow. Wow. Very good. Fine percorso riservato ai quadrupedi da somma e da sella. I repeat. Fine percorso riservato ai quadrupedi da somma e da sella. So this one too is the end of the lane reserved for, let me say, animals that are being driven by men or controlled by men. This is the end of their lane or of their road. So this is how it looks like where their road ends. It does not continue anymore. Very good. Excellent. Dogana, Dwayne, Alt Dogana, Dwayne, Alt Dogana. Dogana, remember I've told you is what? What is Alt Dogana? That is entrance into Italy, which is the border of a country, the border. This one is Italy. So entering into Italy, this is the border, okay, where they'll check your details, your documents, everything before you enter. Is that clear for everyone? Alt Dogana. Some of the questions will be asking you at the Dogana or at, when you get to the at Dogana, you are under obligation to stop. When you get to the Dogana, yeah, you are under obligation to stop because they must check your details, your documents before you enter. Very good. Alt Policia. Alt Policia is where you are not under obligation to stop unless the police requests it or request you to stop. I repeat, Ad policia is not an obligation for you to stop, but you stop only when the police request that you must stop. Why? Because they want to check your documentation. Simple. Here it is. Ad policia. A control center on the road where the police may check your document or your driver license, your libretto, your insurance, your revisione. Triangolo di pericolo, they might ask you if you have it. Giubbotto riflettente, they may ask you if you have it. Then we have ad stazione. Now, I want to see how many people remember what ad stazione is. Do you remember ad stazione, what it is? If you remember, write it in the comment section. Write what it means. Let me see if anyone remembers. Ad stazione. Ad stazione. Okay, anyway, I've showed it to you here, so... Ad stazione is what? The toll booths of the autostrada. Okay, the towing booth of the autostrada. Good. Well done, Madam Helen, Mr. Mike. The towing booth of the autostrada. Okay. Very good. Where you must take the ticket before you enter, or if you have the telepass, you just cross. So that was the end of the teaching concerning Segnale di Obbligo. Thank you guys for watching. The teaching is not finished. We have not finished yet. We are starting with the theory of all the topics. Okay, so now we have done the topic Segnale di Obbligo. So now I'm going to start with another topic. So this is how we are going to continue the teaching. I'm going to end this one. Then I'll send the link in the group again for the new topic, which will be accessed by only those who are part of the group. Please, what I said, is it clear for everyone? Write it in the comment section. Let me know if it is clear. Because time no day. Time is going. Okay, very good. So just 2 minutes. I'm sending the link in the group for us to continue. This one will be only for those who will be in the group. Make sure you press on the link that I'll be sending. God bless you all. Marwin, the teacher. I love you.